Hi folks, in this video we'll explore basic data types in Python, and also we can see what all there's more data types. You can create your own data types, but in this video let's stick to basics and do basic things, right? So I have opened my editor, which is the same editor I've installed in the previous video. You can check that out if you want. It's called a Z editor. Now I have opened a file folder. Now I'll create a new file, data.py. So it opens, right? So here's preliminary. Okay. Here's a little prelude, is that try installing IPython, which is this. Okay, now that's Jupyter, but just try out pip install IPython. Now you can open the terminal from here. You can maximize this. Now if you press Ctrl J, it hides, and if you press that back, it's not coming. One sec. Control this. Okay, right. So you can toggle your terminal with control uh, I don't know the thing, its name. So you just press the key above tab, just control that, and it just comes, right? Well, that's settled, and you have IPython. Some of you might recognize this is something that you see in Jupyter Notebook. We'll get back to certain aspect of those things later on. It's just a better Python REPL to interact. Well, now that out of the way, we can minimize this. So the colors are not right for me. For the sake of video, I'll be using my own just IPython in separate terminal. So I'm just closing this out, and let me, yeah. So let's talk about certain things here. There are some data types. So what is data? So data is something where you can store a value. And what are these values? So these values, they represent something, and they are relative. It might represent something for a person, and it might represent something else for a certain or subset or another group of people. So what are data types, or what is data in general? So data are like, it's a representation of something. Might not be very relevant, maybe like number 5 or 42 rather. What does 42 mean? It could be 42 melons, like in math textbook, or it could be 42,000 for a phone, or maybe like what not, right? So when I said 42,000, so probably for somebody else who would pay like 42,000 US dollars for a phone, it might make sense for us Indians, but for somebody else it could be different. So it's just represents something. So let's go over certain data types in Python. We have numbers, and we have containers, and we have text. So in category of number, you have integers and you have float. We'll come back to it later. And in text, you have strings, and in container, you have tuple or tuple, list, set, and dictionaries. Right, so I'm gonna comment this out, or maybe go down. Everything in Python is object. So what does that mean? So object is combination of data and functions, and these functions are maybe called as methods. So these methods act upon that data, So it's just that combination of data and functions together. And there are variables. So variables are names given to are names that points to these data. So the underlying representation of these things we can explore later. Just let's just say a number is 4. Now you can type in number which gives you 4, or you can do expressions on that. Again, we'll come back to that later. So it gives you that. Not only that, you type number, press dot, and press on tab. So it auto completes certain things. I mean, gives you suggestions. You can click on tab to navigate to it. Now maybe you could land on numerator. Now it gives you numerator. This is not a fraction, but let's just say if you had like a fraction and the numerator would give you numerator. Little tip here, let's just say number dot something. There are plenty of things if you do not know anything, right? So you can type in help number dot denominator, and it gives you all the information about that. So these are all magic methods, we'll explore that later. And at the bottom it says Q to quit, so press Q to quit. Right, so let me look at my teleprompt. Okay, so here's number, which is 5. So another number, 10. You could do addition and maybe store that to another variable, sum of numbers, right? You could do subtraction, and you could do divide. The another number is a little bigger, so let me just do that. So look at this. So this is called as float. This is not int. The float is that it contains the decimal part of it. Now if you do this, this is called as integer division, it only gives you the number without the fractional part or the decimal part, and that's integers. So floats is the same, it's just that when you incorporate like decimal part of it and maybe just store it as number. Okay, by the way, you can reassign same thing to variable, so it won't complain. Number is this. Now if you could do like type on this, now type gives you what data type it is. So it's just same, number plus number gives you float float value. Maybe 5 plus 6 point something, so that's integer and that's float, it gives you float. So that's with numbers. So now this is out of the way, let's go back to strings. So strings, now string is not a built-in function. Okay, string is, you can represent string in multiple ways. One with single, one with single inverted comma, single quotation, or you can represent string in multiple ways. So the major thing would be string with double quotes, and you can type some string, and you can do the same with single quotes, or even triple quotes, and you can write multiple line with triple quotes. Now just stick to hello world, which is with single quotes. What all operations you have in string? You can press tab. There's a bunch of them. uh, Maybe upper. Yeah, so I think it's hidden or something, so I can't find it. So maybe if you type upper and converts to uppercase, so one of the one thing that I use is string dot split. You can split on space, and that gives you list of things separated by that splitter, whatever we used. This is list, we'll get back to it later. And you can add string. Let's just say a equals hello and b equals world. You could do a plus b. Since there's no space, you can add one more, which is space, and that gives you hello world. So that's string. So that is string. So let's go over to tuple. Now this is out of the way. So there's tuple. So what is tuple? So tuple is a list of things, and things being whatever data types. It's not like a just bunch of numbers or bunch of things of the same kind. And it starts with a parenthesis, and it's already there. You can add an element and separate out by comma, and I'm assigning a as variable name, a dot, and press tab. So it has two methods. So count, I'm going to count the occurrences of 5. It gives you 1. Maybe I'll add one more 5 or 2 more. A dot count 5, it gives you 3. And a dot index of 5, so it gives you the first occurrence of 5. And also these things have positions, and they all starts with 0. So you can access a particular element based on its position with this syntax. A of 0 is 1, and a of so the last starts with -1. Now that's 5. If you want the last second, you do -2. Not only that, it supports range. This is everything. This is from 0 till 4, but not 4. I mean, the 4 is not inclusive. So it gives you 0, 1, 2, 3. So 0, 1, 2, 3, and you can also give from middle. And there's also an option to step how many steps. Let's just say if I want only even, so okay, some weird notation. So I'm missing out the starting, which is 0, and all the way to end. I want 0 and every alternate element. So it gives you that 0 plus 2 is this, and plus 2 is that. And the -1 is not included. So let me just skip out the -1. So it gives you the remaining as well. So explore on your own how you could utilize this. That's tuple. Now list. So what is list? List is similar to tuple, but the difference between tuple and list is that you can modify elements in list. So once you've declared tuple, you cannot modify it, but in list you can modify it. And list starts with the big brackets. You can have any number of elements. Let's explore some of the methods that exist in list. So you have pop, you have append, and you have extend. So let's just do extend of a. You could see that a just added to itself. Now I'll reset that. Now you can add an element to end of the list by a dot append. Now you can see that 10 is added there. You can also check out help a dot append. So object, so it just adds. Okay, so there is something called as insert. You can insert an element at particular position, and position starts from 0 all the way till the end. Okay, 0 is the starting position. I will try to insert hello world. Yeah, so this is that's a typo, but hello world is inserted at position 0. You can remove by pop. So this will pop off the end and it modifies the data. And if you want to remove a particular position, you can do like pop of 0. Okay, this returns a value. We'll talk about all these returns and things. But if you inspect A, the first item is gone. Okay, let's talk about sets. Now, sets are just like mathematical sets, means like it's a collection of unique things. So we can declare by, so yeah, so it takes this flower bracket. You can add elements, repeat it if you want, and close it, and they're all separated by comma. When I inspect A, you could see that all the duplicates are gone. Let's inspect certain methods of the set. There's plenty, and some of being like mathematical operations. Now we'll explore few basic methods. You can add. So it adds to the set. Let's just say you try to add again, but it won't add another one. You can pop. So this gives you a random item from the set. You can specifically remove a particular element from like this using dot remove or the remove method and the element. Note that 5 is gone, and you can check for membership of set. The way to do that is element in set. So it gives you boolean. Okay, I forgot to say there's boolean. So it is true and false, but in Python it's capitalized. So it has true and false. So this returns a boolean thing, boolean data, not a thing. It tells you true or false. So let's just say 55 is not in A. It is false. Okay, we can use that value and do whatever we want with it. So let's come to the last container data type, which is dict or dictionary, or other words called as hash map. So A, now with dictionary you have key values. I mean, it's an associativity. A key is associated with certain value. Maybe a basket of fruits, apple. We have 5 apples and carrot. It's a veggie of 10, and that's dictionaries. You can access a particular element with this syntax. A of apple gives you 5, and carrot gives you yeah, let's try that out. One sec. Why can't I? Okay, let me try that again. Okay, so this gives you carrot. So let's see some of the methods of dictionaries, one being items. So okay, Now this is a list of tuples, right? Uh, Now this tuple is the key and value pair. Now why this is that you can iterate over with this. Okay, we'll come back to for loops. I'm just giving you an example. So you can print out keys and values. So now let's just say if you want only keys, you do this. You get only keys. And if you want only values, you do that. So let's do a membership check. Let's just say if apple in A, it's there. Let's just say if banana in A, it's not. So that's just basic data types in Python. So we'll come back to more things in later classes. And I would suggest not to rely on me or any you know, coding tutorial guy. Basic data types. I would suggest you to check out Python tutorial, which is the official tutorial from Python. There's a bunch of them. You can explore on your own. So more important thing is to do something with it, like your own idea and writing your own programs. That's the best way to learn things about it. And that's it. Thank you.